Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Anna and today we are playing with the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. This is kind of the first impressions I'm doing of it. I've played it a little bit, just threw on like a look, kind of touched the palette and stuff like that, but I haven't done a look. So that's what we're doing today. We're getting our hands all up in here and we're going to talk all about the claims, the new formulations, and everything about the I Need a Warm palette, as well as comparison to I Need a Nude. So yeah, if that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know down below, do you need a warm? Because I'm not disappointed with this purchase. Also, if you're interested in picking up anything from Natasha Denona, I do have a discount code and affiliate link in the description box that will save you 15% on your purchase, and I make a small commission. So it's a win-win for both of us. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video and all about the new I Need a Warm palette from Natasha Denona. Today we're going to be playing with the I Need a Warm palette from Natasha Denona. I'm super excited about this one. She's beautiful. It will arrive to you in this lovely little box here, and here is what she looks like. So pretty. Maybe we'll get into the inside in just a moment and talk all about that, but look how pretty this outside is. I love it. I mean, wouldn't that just be really pretty on the wall? Like if it didn't have like writing on it, but just this pattern behind the plexiglass like that. Very cool. Love the minimalist aesthetic of the I Need range that she's done. This is the warm, neutral warm counterpart to, of course, I Need a Nude, which is one of my favorite palettes to ever exist, I think, at this point. It's just so pretty. So here's how they compare to one another. Very nice, very nice. I think they are perfect complements to each other. All right. Yeah, in I Need a Nude, you have rosy, taupey, neutral shades, and in I Need a Warm, you have neutral, warm shades. You got hints of caramel, a little bit of rose in here as well. A little hint of that, very wearable. A little peach, a little bit of copper. It's just so good, and there is new formulations within and some special shades going on. So the I Need a Warm retails for $69. This is iconic formulas, pro-level pigments, and user-friendly systems. The ultimate warm neutral rendition of the top-selling I Need a Nude palettes, featuring versatile combinations of true must-have neutral warm shades. The Essential 15-Pan Midi palette debuts two new innovative formulas, Slip Cream Matte and Metal Gloss, including a special trichrome eyeshadow. Alright, this neutral warm palette features 6 matte, 2 metallic, 1 multi-chrome, 2 sparkling foiled, 1 dual chrome finish, complemented by 1 ultra smooth slip cream matte and 2 foiled metal gloss formulas, which gives a liquid finish, and the slip cream is talc free. Payoff is vibrant with a flawless finish, user-friendly approach, a combination of champagne hues, rich caramels, rosy coppers, and essential browns create natural everyday looks to sparkly ethereal glam. This is a cruelty-free palette. It is made in Italy. 15 shades. Let's talk all about those here. Pep is a matte deep warm brown. Homey is a metal gloss warm nude. Hanker, metallic medium dark golden brown. Dynamism, dual chrome medium brown with green sparkles. Flashover, slip cream matte clay brown. Elm, sparkly foiled light bronzy nude. Snug, metal gloss with soft bronze. Vim, matte deep warm brown. Push, sparkling foiled medium rusty rose gold. Fervor, matte medium warm caramel. Soft, matte medium earthy brown. Fancy, metallic champagne. Mellow, matte light peachy nude. Phenomena, multichromatic peach pink green. Ripe, matte light medium peach brown. All right, let's create a look. I have already primed my eyes with the Urban Decay primer potion, and yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to start out with the shade Mellow, which is that light peachy nude, and we're going to run that through the transition on a big fluffy brush. Perfect transition shade. So far I've played with the palette a couple of times and can get a little feel for it, and yeah, it's been just one of those palettes that's just effortlessly easy to use. The shadows basically blend themselves, just pure creamy goodness within, and it feels so nice. So nice. They're buttery. They're everything that you want your eyeshadows to be. And this shade Mellow is like the perfect blending out transition color. I'm going to use a firm blender. Let's jump into Ripe. Ripe is the matte light medium peach brown. And I'm going to take that right here through that socket line. Just a little bit tighter in. Very nice. And today I really am wanting to create a look around Phenomena. That shade is just kind of everything. It is that beautiful multi-chrome. And I want it to be kind of the star of the show. So I'm going in with the shades that I feel like complement it well, as well as trying to use some of this new formulations within the palette and special shades. Let's jump down to Fervor, which is described as the matte medium warm caramel. I want to take that tighter into the crease and socket area. Same brush. We're just gonna get right on in there and deepen that up a little bit more. Very nice. Slowly adding a little depth in, but still keeping things relatively soft. This palette is definitely gonna lend itself well to those softer fall themed makeup looks. And as much as I fuss about trends and say do what you want to do and don't worry about the trends, this palette does lend itself really well to that little bit more minimalist aesthetic, where maybe it's not so much about all the oomph on the eyes. This palette has the restraint. Alright, now I want to go to the shade called Flashover, which is the Slip Cream. And this is such a unique formulation. It is one of those, it's so truly slippery and soft and just smooth. It feels like silk, and it is a truly interesting formulation. I'm thinking this is kind of the next iteration of her cream to matte formulations. It's really next level nice. I would love to see it in a face product, like a blush or something. I think it would be so pretty, or such a good formula for that. So we're going to take this on a precision firm blender. Couldn't get that out. Words. I'm sleepy. We're going to take this right here, and it's one of those shades that just will blend itself. It is so soft and just something very delicate about it, and really unique in the formulation. Like, it reminds me of a Danessa Myricks pomade. Not. There's something about this that is really different. And it goes to the most beautiful powdery finish. Like, this in a blush would be wonderful. So I'm just taking that on the outer corner, let it travel into the crease a little bit. It's also quite buildable. It looks really deep in the pan, but you can apply it very lightly and build up to that point. That's what I've kind of figured out. So yeah, it does offer some versatility. This palette is quite versatile. I think it's not despite being a warm palette, neutral warm palette, it's not a one-trick pony palette. There is a lot of versatility in here and variation that you can get. And I also feel like this one might be a little more of a crowd pleaser color story wise. It's going to suit more people. I think across the board, there's more richness in here and depth than what's in I Need a Nude. You see how that shade does build really nicely and just blurs out. You can get a lot of depth from it. Alright, now let's take Phenomena, because this shade is just breathtaking. Like, wow. It is so pretty. Just this gorgeous peachy pink to green flip. Very complex. Yeah, just a very complex shade. I'm going to take it on a flat brush and we're going to go across the lid. I want this shade to really be the star of the show. Is that... that is gorgeous. That's like, there's like a fire within that shade. Wow. Wow. Stunning. And the formula feels so silky. It feels a lot like the Danessa Myricks multi-chromes. She has these ones that are so soft and silky and just incredibly smooth. Like they just feel... I don't even know how to describe how silky they feel. They feel like a molten metal. I don't even know. This has that feel. This has that super silky, slippy feel. Like just pure smoothness, no chunkiness, nothing like that. And this is such a like approachable multi-chrome. I mean, I feel like multi-chromes can be a little intimidating at times. It's like, what do I even wear with those? And like, what do they go with? And sometimes they're just maybe too much. This is a approachable multi-chrome. Like this is the multi-chrome that you can just wear to the office. She's pretty. She's pretty. Oh, I like that. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit more of Flash Over. Just right out here. A little bit of depth. Let's try out one of these new gloss foiled formulas. I'm gonna put one on the inner portion. Yeah, so we'll take some Snug on the inner corner. That does have like a wet sheen to it. So here's what Snug looks like. How pretty is that? That does look wet. I love any type of like these sparkly foils or these like kind of shades that can look wet. I really love that formulation. That's gorgeous. Like I'm a big fan of the sparkling foiled shades because they have that kind of wet look. So this is even more so up my alley. I'm gonna kind of pull a little bit just right here. That flow over into our multi-chrome. Yeah. I love it. I'm a happy girl with this palette. Now, just to use another shade, on the very inner corner, we're going to take Elm. So Elm is described as a sparkling foiled light bronze nude. This shade has like a glow to it. It is, you look at it in the pan, you think one way, and then you swatch it, you're like, wow, it's like a bright pearly shade. It is kind of very impressive. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that. And we're gonna put it right here to really bring some glow in on that inner corner. I'm kind of just playing with the capabilities of the palette today. We're playing and just kind of showing you what can be done. Lower lash line. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of Flash Over one more time here. And I'm gonna run this right along the lower lash line. Wow, that just blends right on. Look at that. What an easy to use formula. This palette is definitely user friendly. Like all these colors are gonna work together. You're not gonna come out with a bad look. You don't have to be a makeup artist for this palette by any means to use it. It's gonna be just, you're not gonna be able to mess up. Same with I Need a Nude. You can't mess up with these palettes. They're just easy color stories that all the shades lend themselves to each other so well. I'll take some more Snug. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna do a little eyeliner. For that, I'm just gonna grab a brown liner. And I want to take some of the shade called Pep. Pep is the matte deep matte brown. Yeah, matte deep warm brown. And we take that across the upper lash line here, where I put that liner, and just kind of diffuse it a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face, and we'll be back for some thoughts on this palette. And yeah, I'll see you in just a second. Okay, and we're all done here. All the products I used today will be listed and linked below if you're interested in everything else on the face. But here's what the eyes look like now that we have everything else complete. Girl, this is pretty. This is a pretty look. It is perfectly apt for the season. We're moving into that cozy fall weather, and this is a very cozy feeling palette with a little bit of with a little bit of fun, a little bit of pizzazz with it in the different formulations, especially like this fun duochrome. It's so pretty. It's fiery and just glowy, and and yeah, I love the new formulas. They are very, very nice. So yeah, there's gonna be a ton of videos coming at you with this palette from me, showing you some different looks and versatility with it, because I think there's a lot you can do with the I Need a Warm. It is versatile. It is fun. You can do some really beautiful everyday looks up to some super duper glam looks, or somewhere in between, like today where we just had a little fun with it. She can do it all. She can do it all, I think. And I also can see it leaning into a bit more of a very neutral place without any overt warmth. I think it's a perfect counterpart to I Need a Nude. These two, they're partners in crime and perfect together. And you can, of course, pop out the shades on the back, and you could swap them around and mix and match and create your own custom color story with these two. And I was looking at my Hypernatural palette. You can also pop shades out on the back of here, and you could swap in something from one of your other Natasha Denona palettes, like I Need a Warm, and have a custom little go-to travel palette. Yeah, I wish I had thought about that when I went out of town a couple of, 2 weeks ago, about popping a couple shades in here and swapping them out just for travel, because I was wearing a burnt orange shirt, and this palette would have been perfect. I mean, like, I didn't have the palette yet at that time, but still, I could have swapped out for the shades that I needed for that trip, and it would have been awesome. Anyway, I find the formulations within this palette to be very impressive. It's different from anything in my makeup collection, and I have a lot of warm palettes. I love warm palettes, but this one I think can stand on its own and definitely offers something unique, particularly with those formulas and finishes. It is gorgeous. Just, if you can see it in person at your local Sephora, if they carry Natasha Denona, or your local Ulta. I think Ulta carries online. I don't know if they carry it in store. If you have the opportunity to see this palette in person, go take a look at it. Go give it a swatch, because it is, this doesn't do it justice. It just doesn't. It is a gorgeous palette in person. I think I had pulled a couple of palettes I wanted to mention for comparison's sake. Nude Mood from ColourPop. This, I was wondering, thinking maybe those two would have some overlap, like possibly a dupe, but not really. Like, yeah, they're both warm palettes, but they're not the same. They're the same, but they're not. Does that make sense? They're just, the Natasha one's unique. I'm sure you could find something that kind of can get the vibe, but those formulas, I don't think you're gonna be able to find in anything else on the market right now. Anyway, thanks for hanging out today. Let me know your thoughts down below on the I Need a Warm palette. Do you need it? Do you think you need it? At first, I thought I didn't need it either, but I am so happy that I got my hands on it, because it is, oh, she's good. She's real good, and I love the look that I was able to create with it. At the end of the day, I am so glad that I picked this palette up, and I cannot wait to create more looks with it for you guys and just have a good time. If you are interested in this palette, I do have a discount code. It will be on the screen here and in the description box, as well as a link to where you can purchase from Natasha Denona, and I make a small commission and you'll get 15% off your purchase. So yeah, it's a win-win. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below on the I Need a Warm palette, and yeah, do you think you need it? Because I know I needed it. Look, don't at me. I just needed it, all right? Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.